Our baseline state is a relentless feed of notifications, blue light, and microscopic stressors. Our brains spend most of the day redlining on low-grade anxiety. Eventually, we hit a saturation point where the only remedy is a total, unbroken retreat. We are drawn to a highly specific arrangement, a thick stone enclosure, a heavy rainstorm pouring down outside, and the glow of a warm light while holding a hot drink. This exact combination of sensory inputs appears across wildly different cultures and geographies. Whether it's a Japanese tea house in the rain or a Scottish cabin in a gale, the emotional response remains identical. While this is often viewed as a modern internet aesthetic, the universality of the feeling points to a much older origin. This preference is hardwired into our biology. This diagram shows how sensory data reaches the brain. Auditory signals from the rain, visual signals from the fire, and thermal inputs from a drink satisfy a precise sequence of survival checks required to lower our neurological guard. Understanding why we are so drawn to a blanket and a cup of tea today requires us to look at the survival mechanics that kept our ancestors alive for thousands of generations. True coziness requires a threat. On a mild, sunny day, the brain stays in an active state. To trigger a deep sense of security, we need the presence of a hostile external environment, like a heavy, relentless storm. This is the framework of prospect-refuge theory. Refuge is a protected space where you cannot be seen or surprised. Prospect is a clear view of the chaotic world outside. The brain constantly calculates the difference between these two zones. When we watch a freezing wind lash against the glass, while we remain dry and warm, the visual contrast proves to our nervous system that we have successfully bypassed a threat. With the perimeter secured, the brain turns its attention to the pursuit of sustenance, the ritual of the harvest. The brain pays close attention to how we handle our immediate environment. When we touch natural materials, plucking herbs, handling wood, or sorting through tea, we engage a sensory motor loop that, for millions of years, was the primary signal of a successful foraging mission. By successfully selecting and preparing these resources within a safe zone, we trigger a micro-release of dopamine. We are satisfying the ancient instinct that tells us we have gathered enough to survive the night. Securing a fortified vantage point and a supply of food transforms primal anxiety into a deep, settling sense of satisfaction. The ritual then shifts from gathering to preparation, specifically focusing on the introduction of heat. Steam rising from a cup is a potent signal. It represents the domestication of fire, humanity's oldest and most vital survival technology. Heat signals that we have achieved two goals. We have neutralized pathogens through boiling, and we have secured thermal comfort against the cold. The specific cues of a hearth, the hiss of steam and the flicker of warm light, tell the primitive brain that the immediate environment is under total control. We have created a pocket of absolute stability, standing in direct defiance of the uncontrollable storm just outside the walls. Brewing tea is an active, physical demonstration to the nervous system that we have successfully dominated our immediate surroundings. In the final stage, we become completely stationary. We wrap ourselves in warmth and consume the hot drink. A physiological switch flips. Most modern lives are spent in this red zone, the sympathetic nervous system, stuck in high-frequency stress. As the sequence completes, the needle sweeps to the blue zone, activating the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest state. The physical effects are immediate. The heart rate slows, neck and shoulder muscles release, and cortisol levels drop. When we seek out cozy content or build these spaces in our homes, we are unconsciously trying to replicate this biological sequence. We are manually triggering a neurological reset. This state of cozy functions as a biological reset button, an essential tool for surviving the high-stress demands of a chaotic world.